Yeah, I'm noticing there's a lot more too. When I was okay, so I've gone through a lot for ultimate victory against enemy type stuff. I've gone through a lot for different type of reasons. You might not want to know this, but end of the worlds, this is not a new thing. An end of the world happens quite often. It's just a process of the gods when they're tired of things and want to deal with everything once and for all. So just like the white throne judgment concept, gods always get tired of things once and for all and want to just go through things once and for all and destroy things once and for all. White throne judgments happen all the time. Well, end of the worlds happen all the time. So this stuff is very common. It's very common to never end. So an end of the world often leads to never-ending fighting between gods and enemy realities until whatever side wins. And that would be a holy war. A holy war is all things enemy against all things good. And the ultimate reality of who wins by then. But yeah, husbands, it doesn't end just jacking on. So the legendary husbands of my existence, or the legendary husbandry connected to my almighty dead God realities, that husbandry usually is in love with and addicted to jacking on. Jacking on is like jacking into my powers, and it becomes like a monumental fun extravaganza and more. And this time around, my death and powers are far bigger. So the jacking on has become a monumental, easy, overwhelming addiction and worse. There's something called melting, or having a meltdown. So if you're a husband, if you're one of my husbands, you could watch that Futurama cartoon show where the robot is jacking on, and you're going to relate to it like holy moly. And you can watch the Futurama one where the robot is melting onto the spaceship, and you'd completely relate like holy moly. And this time around, it's far worse than all of it. So every time I go through something that rebuilds my death, rebuilds my powers. So every time I rebuild death, I excessively, sickeningly rebuild power. Because you need so much more power to support so much more death. And one little bad thing in my death builds like a whole new death within my death realities. Which makes you brand new, rebuilt, amazing death and power all the time. Like nothing. So yeah, these husbands that I have are dumbfounding gods and becoming much more powerful, much more addicted, much more massive than every other time. So yeah, gods will be fascinated to talk to you husbands all the time. Monumental giants will look for husbands and talk to husbands all the time. And yeah, husbands, it's bigger and worse than just jacking on and melting on a spaceship. This time around ended up very powerful, very addictively overloaded, and very much bigger. But, it's just the reality that addiction to a goddess is a very easy thing. Monumental addiction until you cannot come back is very easy. When gods are very dead and suffering, you kind of drown in their suffering and bond with it and easily just disappear into a dead god's power in reality. So is it overwhelming to be around powerful gods when you understand it all? Yeah. This time around, worse than ever. But is it a fun thing to be addicted and want to drown in the death or love or devotion of monumental, powerful God reality? Well, yeah. In life and death, gods are pretty amazing. So, take it for what it is. It's a ride for where it goes. And, well, here we go.